All right, man. Torch Talk, man.
What's good?
Episode 6, man. You know what it is. Yeah, I mean, what's going on, man?
It's good. If for y'all that don't know, I'm SeanP. We have our podcast for Shadow Code Radio, of course, where we talk about relationship talk, two sides to every story, and also we do talk about hip hop. We have our hip hop podcast. We've had that for several years. Yeah. I'm SeanP, in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Finally. We got some things to talk about today, Reese.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get on these women, man. I got some things to say.
Yeah, a whole lot to say.
Yeah, so yeah, man, what's on your mind, man?
So, this is kind of like a spinoff of what we do for our relationship talk show. I think we did a topic on. We talked about social media, how it affects relationships today.
Yeah.
I particularly want to talk about something that came on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. They're big. They have a big following now. They're almost getting to where Kevin Samuels is, and those guys, as far as I guess what's called the manosphere, where men go to voice their opinions on things, and he basically did a show where he basically. They talked about, they had girls on, they had ladies on, and they wanted to talk about Instagram and relationships. And basically, he went hard. He basically said, if you love your man and you're in a relationship, you need to delete your Instagram and never go back. If you really love him, because that provides too much access to other men. That provides too much attention from you to not focusing on your man and your relationship. And I was like, whoa. I was a bit taken aback by that. But when you actually, think it through, it's not such a wild idea. You know what I mean? Why can't women do that today? If you really love your man and your man is your primary focus. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just want to get your take on that off top before we really delve into it. Because I do want to talk about this whole Instagram culture. I actually want to talk about something that a celebrity couple said about this. Well, one half a celebrity couple, which I really want to go off on about. And really, ladies on Instagram and their whole culture they got going on, regarding the attention and accessibility they have from males.
Yeah, so I absolutely think that a woman should delete her Instagram if she's in a full-blown relationship.
Okay.
I don't think Instagram really helps men as much. I think men go on there just to admire girls, but I don't think men go on there to glorify themselves. I think women, they go on Instagram to glorify themselves. And Instagram is an alternative of being in a relationship and being single. So you can say you're in a relationship, but Instagram, you're single, but you're single by, how would I say this? You're single by visually you're single to men. But when a man try to come at you, you say you're in a relationship. So you basically a tease on Instagram.
Yeah.
What else is Instagram for? Instagram is for women to show themselves off. Period.
Okay.
There's no other reason why Instagram is for women. You know what I mean? If you don't have your man on there. If you don't have your man and your family on your Instagram, the only reason why you have Instagram is to show yourself off. That's it. There's no other reason why you have Instagram.
Yeah, well, I think, and we talked about this on the show. I think we had a show where you said, where are the ride or die chicks today? You don't see many women riding for their men, representing for their men especially on social media, because I think we talked about it where Instagram is a place where women can tell the story they want to tell.
Yeah.
Instagram is a story. I mean, go figure, they have things called stories on there now too.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
she can portray whatever she wants to be. If she wants to portray she's a sexual object, she can do that. If she wants to portray she's a career woman, a mother, what have you. And she can get views and likes from men all day long that have nothing to do with her relationship, have nothing to do with her life, really. And she's gonna take it in. They love that. They love attention is a drug. I always say attention is a drug. And you know, he also Myron on Fresh and Fit brought this up. Yeah. And if you are in a relationship with a man, what more attention do you need? Yeah. You know what I mean? Why do you need it from, you know, how many other guys out there? You know what I mean? So
no, I definitely get that. I definitely believe that attention is a drug when it comes to women. I think a lot of women look for that. The first thing they look for when they wake up in the morning is they check their Instagram to see how many likes they got on the picture they posted last night.
That's right.
I know people be like, well, my thing is I want a woman to explain to me why they need men to like their pictures. I need to understand if it's not for attention, if it's not for a drug, then what's the purpose of that? I see more and more girls every day on my Facebook timeline. At the top of my Facebook timeline is half naked now. A couple of years ago it was never like that. Now it's like most of them are like good night and they got the
gotta have the sexy pics, man.
They have to.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're in a relationship, what is the point of that? Like, why do you? What are you looking for validation from other people for? If your man loves you, then why are you looking for validation? That's what I need to understand. But I'm just gonna go as far as saying this. If you don't delete your Instagram and you're in a relationship, you really don't love your man.
Wow.
You really don't. I'm sorry.
That's a strong salvo you come with.
I'm saying
there.
if you don't put your man on your Instagram.
Okay.
Like I'm saying. I'm saying if you don't put your man on your Instagram and you have no pictures of him.
Yeah.
You have no no representation of your man, then you don't love your man, and you really don't want to be in a relationship. Period. I don't care how girls feel about that. That's just the bottom line.
I think it's a two-way street. It's what is the purpose of your Instagram? Because I think especially in the single, if a woman's single or dating, you talked about the likes. She wants to see how many likes they have or the views or whatever. Yeah. I think there's a competitive nature, and this is where I understand this is a female thing. They want to outdo the other chicks they're with. There's a unsaid competition between females that, oh, I'm getting more likes, more guys are hitting me in my inbox, and when we're not around, they talk about it. Yeah. Like, yo, you believe this nigga hit me in my inbox? He came at me, blah blah blah, and they like that because it makes them feel a way. It makes them feel like they have a power over men. Yeah. That's why they do that stuff. That's, you know what I mean?
No, I get what you're saying. You know, the funny part about it is now I'm starting to see women are so vain nowadays. Now I'm starting to see women, right? Mm-hmm. They take the same exact pictures, most of them. The same pictures of them doing stuff like this, and you know, just the same garbage pictures all the time. And now they're turning their inboxes off. So basically, like, you can't contact them. You just gotta look at them. Now, some people might say, "Well, what's wrong with that?" I see a lot wrong with that, because now you're basically just putting it out there, like, okay, I want you to see me, but you can't touch me. You can't contact me. You can't do nothing to me. But I just want you to see me. And my thing is, I wouldn't have a problem if you had a professional photographer and you did that. Then I'd be like, cool. But if you're taking the same selfies every day, and you basically you just looking for people to like the picture. You're not looking to communicate with people. My thing is like, if you put something in the atmosphere, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If you have a problem with that, then maybe you shouldn't put it out there. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? If you gonna put out half naked pictures and then get mad when somebody say, "Yo, you shouldn't be putting this out," or get mad when niggas be like, "Damn, your ass fat, shorty." Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be disrespecting me like you disrespecting
It's
yourself.
a control.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
see,
come on.
that's the control that they want with that.
Yeah.
And see, now for something like that, now you're getting into like a kind of gray area. You're getting into like a limbo period where you're between Instagram and now you're into like almost OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Because the OnlyFans culture is, I want you to look at me and look at my sex life, look what I'm doing, and I want you to pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if a chick is doing that, I'm going to go so far as to say, if you just want men to look at you and like your pics, and you just want to be sexual, you might as well get an OnlyFans. Yeah. Because in the end of the day, it's not a social media thing. Now it's not a thing where you can conversate and be social with other friends from around the country or around the world. Now it's, I just want you to look at me and shower me with love, and I want to show off. So if that's the case, shit, you might as well get money for it. Yeah. Why are you just going to get free likes when you just want people to look at you? If that's what the purpose is.
I mean, you could never.
Yeah.
You could never take any of these women serious. Like, I could never take any of these women serious, because especially if you into the OnlyFans culture. First of all, let's just be clear. It's prostitution. I don't care how.
Okay.
I don't care what no one
says.
Okay. You can say, "Oh, it's not. It's not." It's prostitution.
Yeah. You
have no room to complain about anybody paying for anything if you having men pay for you to see you play with yourself. That's prostitution.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And it's not even that. Some of these girls don't have men just playing with themselves. Some of them, if a guy offered them a certain amount of money, they'll fuck them on camera and put it on their OnlyFans, because it's not about the act anymore. It's about money. That's all it's about.
That's right.
They don't give a fuck about the act no more. No, none of these women care about the act of it. They don't care. They're not attached emotionally to these men, and they basically say, fuck it. I'm getting paid. I'm getting more money than I ever seen in my life. And another thing, too, that I noticed, a lot of women that have OnlyFans or even Facebook, they can't really see who the person is that's watching them. So it's basically like, I could do this, and it's like right now. I mean, I don't know, once this go up on YouTube, we don't know who's watching it all over the world. Exactly. I think they look at it like that from that point of view, and it's sad. It's sad to see that, man.
It's sad. I think to that point, you know, if you're a woman and you're obsessed with that much attention, and you're obsessed with other men looking at me, other men, you know, fawning over me, or even sending me comments in the comment section, inboxing me or whatever, and you're driven by that, I don't think you're ready for a man. I don't think you're ready for a relationship, because you're ready for maybe a part-time guy, or a guy that's in your life. I don't know what they call it these days, a boo, a bae, whatever the fuck they terminology they use for it. You know, where, you know, you could have the luxury of having a man in your life, the sex, the man to spend money on you and take you out on dates, but you still want that outside attention. You are still driven by that. You know what I mean? And you're not ready to settle down. You're ready to be whatever you are in that period, you know. And of course, I'm not going to say what it appears, you know, they really are, but at the same time, you just want to be single with benefits. You know what I mean?
I definitely believe that. I also believe that if Facebook or Instagram or any of these social sites turn off the ability to like people's stuff, I think they'll lose half their viewership. Especially because, again,
that's a good point.
It's about women, it's about the clout, and it's about, oh yeah, look how many followers I got. Or look how many. If they said, Facebook said, or Instagram said, you know what, we're not gonna post how many followers you got anymore. We genuinely just gonna, if you genuinely care or whatever, just post the pictures. You ain't gonna be able to see the likes no more. You can see the comments, but you can't see the likes. And I think they'll lose half their viewership, because I think that a good percentage of women, they have Instagram as an outlet for their relationship, so they can basically have a way to vent without venting. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, my man don't tell me I'm beautiful. Well, guess what? Instagram is a social acceptance page. It's like, look, I don't need my man to like me no more. I got
my fan club.
I got a fan club.
Yeah,
I'm accepted over here.
It's a fan club culture.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't care if you have. Once you get to 10,000 or more followers, I don't think that you can be in a serious relationship with somebody. I'm sorry.
That's strong.
Unless you have your man and your man is all over your page and you see that. If people see that y'all integrated that way, yeah, cool. But if you're not, and if you have 100 pictures of you up on your Instagram and no pictures of your man, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. Period.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's
well,
just me.
I just thought about something though. Let's say if it was the reverse. Let's say a man was an attractive man or what have you, right? And he had a lot of, chicks checking for him. He had a lot of followers, a large female following. Does this same type of woman, let's call her the single with benefits woman.
Yeah. Is
she checking her man? Is she checking the dude she's with as to, I don't want these chicks DMing you. I don't want these. Is the energy the same on the other side if a man has that? Because there are men out there. Obviously, you're in the hip hop industry. Yeah. You're in the hip hop game, battle rap game. There are a lot of rappers that have a large following, and a lot of chicks are trying to get at them. Is the energy the same on the other foot?
Absolutely. It's actually even worse on the other foot.
Wow.
Because when a man has the Instagram, first of all, his woman is constantly checking who he likes, who he follows, who's DMing him, who he's DMing. Like, Instagram for a man is a horror show if he's in a relationship, because his girlfriend is going to be all over his page looking to see if she finds out that he likes, let's see, Bernice Burgos, and he like comments the hard eyes on her post, or comments a peach on her, like anything, they consider that cheating. They consider that cheating. I know it's funny, but they do. They consider that a mild way of cheating. If it's the same thing as, how when we was growing up, when girls just say, if you think about another girl, you cheating on me.
Yeah.
Ask any girl, anywhere, do she care if her man uses emojis when there's a picture of a female outside of her? I guarantee you she'll have a problem with it. If he put hard eyes up, or hearts, or even if he put the broken heart up, anything, any emoji that describes anything, he put the wet sign up, anything, because it's a lot of thoughts behind them emojis to girls.
And see, this is I've only seen this on the female side of it.
Yeah.
But it is a culture now where females will break up with their man over their social media behavior.
Oh yeah.
Liking other girls' pics, DMing other girls, commenting, and they're not going to do anything. They're not having any sex with them. They just might want to say, "Hey, I think you're attractive," or "I like that picture," or what have you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when the energy is on the other foot, they're shutting that man down on his social media.
I got a question for you. This is something to think about, because I always thought about this. See, women check men for DMing and not even DM. Just women just check men on their social media, right? And they break up with their man. Shouldn't the same energy be applied to a woman if she doesn't check a man who DMs her? If she don't say, "Hey, I have a man, please don't inbox me."
They don't do that.
It's the same. It's the same thing. if a man likes a woman's picture, because men usually like women. If we like a woman's picture, or we comment on a woman's picture, if you don't check that man, it's the same thing to me. If a man inbox you and says something like, "Oh, what's up? I'm trying to meet up with you," and you don't, if you say, "Oh, well, I don't be associated with, I just don't," if you don't turn your comments off, or if you don't tell a dude like, "Listen, I got a man," or anything, then to me it's the same as me comment.
I think it goes back to what we're originally saying, and in a way, if a woman checks her man or checks the guy that she's dealing with on his social media behavior, I saw you like that pic, I didn't appreciate that, blah, 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 blah. She's basically telling on herself. Because if we tell her to do the same and she disagrees, she's like, no, I have to have my Instagram, it's my way of life. Then you know why the men are on your Instagram. Because you wouldn't get upset.
You wouldn't get upset
if you're together with your man and you're secure with him, knowing that, other dudes or these dudes are coming in here really to try and get at me. So you want to keep that culture going. Other dudes trying to get at you while you have the selfish benefits of having a boyfriend or a man.
I totally agree with that.
You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
She's totally telling on herself.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Women won't if your woman has a problem with deleting her Instagram, then she really ain't trying to be with you like that. If your woman have a problem with deleting anything that hinders your relationship, whether that's another friend, anything. If you in a relationship, I put it to you like this. If I'm friends with somebody for 20 years, that's different because that's more than a friend to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a brother or a sister. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know that.
Yeah.
So I don't really take people as what's the name, but if you can't introduce your girlfriend to another female or your boyfriend to another male friend, something's going on there. I don't care what no one says.
That's a good point.
If somebody says, "Hey, listen, I just don't," I'm like, you can't have a private life in a relationship. Period. You can't. Your relationship should be an open book to whoever you with. Period.
I look at it this way. There's stages to a relationship. When you're in the seeing each other phase or hooking up or whatever you want to call it, where you're having the benefits of having a bae, you're having sex, you spend time with each other, okay. I think once you start living with a female, that's when it starts. That's when the real relationship begins. I said this on our relationship talk show. Once you're living with that person, you're basically engaged without the ring.
Yeah.
And then usually when you start living with each other, that's when people usually get married, because that's the last step before I could really live with this person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I will say about today is that a lot more people are in that in-between phase where they're just having fun, having sex, being single with benefits, single with relationship benefits is the norm now. Yeah. That's the normal culture. So in that, a lot of women get to keep their Instagram and they can go and check men and do what they want and still maybe even keep like a side list of backup options while the man still fucks them, still spends money on them, takes them out, etc., etc. So that kind of selfish, self-absorbed relationship culture is a culture we're in. So I think going back to what Myron said on Fresh and Fit, he's absolutely right.
I mean,
there comes a time and a place where you're going to have to give up that Instagram.
No, and I also think that, like, taking it a step further, I think nowadays women have two men. Every woman has two men nowadays.
I think it's more than that.
Well, and I'm saying in the grand scheme
or a
of
man,
things,
not to cut you off, but a man and two options.
I mean, if that's how you feel, but I'm saying, she has one guy that she fucks with, and then she has a guy she's fucking. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that a woman had every woman nowadays the new age women or the new attitude woman. I should
The
say.
modern woman.
The modern attitude woman, because you can be an old head and still have the modern attitude. You know what I'm saying? The modern attitude woman. They want to keep their options open, like you said, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But usually, to me, they usually have one or two other people that they talk to outside of the man that they talk to. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're selling them short. I actually think they have
4 or 5,
at least 3.
At least 3.
In today's culture,
yeah.
You got to think of it. You got to think of it this way, Reese. You got social media, right? So a girl has her Instagram or Facebook, which usually those girls are going to have access to the men she used to be with, or were friends in the past, going back to high school, they grew up with, whatever. So you got that. So it's like when you have that, they have access to whatever they had with that woman in the past. Yeah. You know, it doesn't matter how they broke up, but even if I'm with girl A, right? Yeah. She has her Instagram or Facebook. Her ex-boyfriends are going to be on there. So if something goes wrong with me, she could always go and bitch to them, right? Yeah. So you got that. Then you got the I'm not even calling them dating apps, the hookup apps. Yeah. You got Bumble, you got Tinder, Hinge, you got them where you just like a pic, you like the way a guy looks. All right, here's my number, let's meet up. Mm-hmm. Then you got the dating apps. You got Match, you got eHarmony, you got Black People Meet, you got OkCupid, POF, all of them. So with all of that, and you have a realistic I'm not even going to go attractive one. Let's say an average woman. Yeah. Let's say an average woman. Now 5 to a 7. Yeah. 5 to a dime piece, right? Yeah. She at least realistically has 3 options of men to talk to. Yeah. If not more. But I think they keep at least 3, maybe even 4 if they really want to. You know what I mean? Because in the end of the day, you know, the more the better. You know what I mean? And that's now we get into, which is another topic for another show, the whole money dynamic, where the man basically now are getting in relationships, and women are seeing them for their pockets, not who they are. Yeah. So they're going to the highest bidder as opposed to really getting to a man to know how to connect with him and grow with him.
I mean, I guess in a way you right, because if attention is a drug and women get an abundance of attention, then I don't think that women. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I think a lot of women, especially if the guy's attractive, it's very hard for a woman to ignore a persistent, attractive guy who is constantly on her head, and he's saying some slick shit. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of them, they fall into it, and they might just fuck him. They might fuck him even if they have a boyfriend. They might meet up with him, fuck him real quick, and that's it. Because women are just as curious, if not more, as men are now, because they have all these different options at their disposal. It's like, okay, I got this guy. Oh, that guy's a doctor. Well, that guy works at McDonald's. Or that guy has a big dick. That guy this. Exactly. Or that guy, look, that guy's a rapper. Like, come on.
At this point, she could literally have on Facebook, my old bae from 3 years ago. Yeah. She could have my eHarmony guy. She could have my Black People Meet guy. She could have my guy that I met on vacation, how many years ago. Yeah. And if you not giving her what she wants when she wants it, I mean, there it is. Not to mention the all the likes and the inboxes that this woman gets on her social media.
You were saying something about Eva. Was it Eva?
Yeah. So I want to look at it like on the other side when, okay, let's say you're in a relationship and you're in it long term, right? You're with somebody for a long period of time. Because I do believe if you're in a relationship, it's either delete the Instagram or you make your man known on that page. Mm-hmm. He's in pictures. You're not covering it up with a smiley face and doing all that other corny stuff. Yeah. You make your man visible and you show your man off, right? Now, this goes back to something I was reading about Eva Mendes. Eva Mendes was with this prominent actor in Hollywood named Ryan Gosling. I think you're familiar with him. Yeah, he's pretty high status, kind of A-list. Eva Mendes, very attractive Latina actress. I think she's probably in her late 30s now. She's late 30s, early 40s. Like she's pretty mature now. She grew up, kind of had like, you know, if you know her from I think the movie was Hitch with Will Smith back in the day or whatever. Like she's pretty prominent. So anyway, she actually doesn't really show off the fact that she's been with the actor Ryan Gosling for over a decade now. They've been in a strong relationship. They go to red carpet events together, all of that. And her fans were kind of asking the question, how come you don't show off Ryan enough on your Instagram page, on your social media? Like, we know you guys have been together. You guys are out in the public like that. Yeah. Why don't you have more pictures with him? Why is he kind of not visible, right? Yeah. And her comments were, well, it's kind of a girl thing, and we like to keep our relationship private. Now, this is where I got a problem, a big problem. Yeah. If you're with somebody 10 years, okay, and it's known in Hollywood circles, you've been together 10 years, it's not private, dog. Like, you're pretty much married at that point. You can't, unless you're doing some alternative shit where you're in like an open situation, which I'll leave out there. But if you're visible with that person for 10 years, that's not private. So why would you say it's private? And then the other thing that really sets me off is, oh, it's a girl thing. It's a female thing. You got to understand it's a female thing, which goes back to exactly what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. This thing's a drug. That attention's a drug for her, and she knows if she shows her man, that's going to take away from the attention she gets.
Well, you know, there's another celebrity that did that for a long time. Maya.
I read about that. I did hear about that.
Maya's been married for a while, and she doesn't have any pictures of her husband on. Now, I'm gonna say this about Maya. Now, this might sound a little contradictory, but I'm gonna say this about Maya. Maya doesn't promote anything but good health on her Instagram. Okay. Most of the pictures up there, she don't pose half nude. She don't have no half nude pictures. Yeah. She talks about good health, and she talks about eating good, and she talks about what she put pictures of her food up and stuff like that. Now, in that case, I can kind of understand. Yeah. Because she's not exploiting herself. But I'm attacking the woman that's exploiting themselves and being in a relationship, like basically showing half nude pictures or them on the beach with their friends, or they laid out with their their cleavage showing, or they got a half cut shirt all the way down with their cleavage showing, like stuff like that. So absolutely, I understand that. Now, if you want to be private, I get it. But see, when you're an actress and you are in a circle where people know, what privacy do you really have if everybody already know? That's what makes me believe that that's a bunch of bullshit that she said. Yeah. Because everybody know that you with this guy. So why not post him? We know why you ain't posting him. Because you want all the attention for yourself. It's the same thing that Aisha Curry did. Remember Aisha Curry?
Yeah.
When she was
on the reverse.
I feel like my man gets more attention than me, so I want to do things to get attention. What do you need to do that for? Why do you need to do that?
It's sad. It's well, here's the thing, and there I've heard of this. This is like kind of a new complex where women who are, you know, kept women or women who are in the public eye or married women. Yeah. they need outside attention because they want to feel that they're still sexy. Like having her husband think they're sexy is just not enough.
It's not enough.
And especially when they're high profile now and they're kind of the lesser woman. They're not a celebrity. It's not like a Beyonce Jay-Z dynamic, you know. They have a problem with that because they feel it's almost like kind of a mini like kind of depression because they feel they're kind of invisible. You know what I mean? When
true.
her man is out here and going in the world and going to on the road and doing all of that.
When it comes to Aisha Curry though, the only reason why she was upset is because that fan. Because that girl,
I forgot about that. You're
girl,
right.
That fine ass girl,
was that
following
thought.
Steph, going everywhere, following Steph at every game, and she was always. He kept looking back at her, and she felt intimidated by that one girl. So she felt like she had to come out and say, "Well, I need some attention too because this is what he's doing."
I never thought about that.
Because
but
think about it, right? What other girl that you ever seen Steph Curry women coming at Steph Curry? I mean, I ain't saying Steph Curry's a bad looking guy. I'm saying you never really seen anybody saying anything to Steph Curry. The only person you seen was that woman, and she felt people act like she didn't know that. Come on, I knew it. You knew it. How she didn't know? Like she knew.
And see, Steph Curry doesn't come off as that kind of guy.
He's not.
You know what I mean?
Come off like that. He don't.
But at the same time, that was a direct. But see, that's the competition thing.
Yeah.
That's the competition theory that why they need the likes, why they need that, because they need to know that, hey, we're in this game too. And even though it's my man, I want to compete. You know what I mean? But again, the attention is a drug thing.
But my thing is, the reason why, and I think a lot, this goes over so many people's head. The reason why men wasn't coming at Aisha Curry is because they have respect for Steph because he never did anything.
That's right.
That's the reason why. When you in a relationship, this one girl I know, right? Her name's Ashanti Kennedy, right? Beautiful woman. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
We worked together. Men would not talk to her because she carried herself as she was a married woman. You get what I'm saying? Like men wouldn't come at her like that because they knew from the gate they knew not to. I think that's the reason why a lot of men never came at Aisha Curry because Steph Curry showed her off. This is my wife. He was always with her. Look, these are our kids. He was a family man. I think that's the reason why she wasn't getting the attention because if Steph Curry never showed his wife, because she's bad, if he never showed his wife, you think niggas wasn't trying to talk to her? Yeah, a lot of people would try to talk to her.
Exactly.
So that's what I believe. I believe that's why she didn't.
Steph Curry did nothing wrong, and I want to go to this. I want to go to this celebrity relationship deal, and I think Eva Mendes also has to learn from this too.
Yeah,
because I think there's a little of that going on. Cause the Ryan Gosling dude, he's not a bad looking dude. Like he has, he could have his options in Hollywood.
Yeah,
and it's the kind of the high value man thing where a man exercises his options, or can exercise his options.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely an intimidation factor by women in that context. Yeah. But see, this is the way I've always viewed it. And this is my personal belief.
Yeah.
And this goes for any man that goes with a high profile athlete, musician, politician. I mean, just go down the name. There's a trade-off for that. You have the trade-off of being taken care of for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. No worries, money, fame, accolades. But at the same time, the children are taken care of. You're taken care of. Whatever business or work or whatever you want to do is going to be, promoted tenfold. Mm-hmm. Like if you want your own business. Like I'll give you an example. Like Snoop and his wife, Shantae. You know what I mean? He's been married for 30 plus years, She accepts that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And in today's era of the single I'm about me modern woman, that's very hard to take. Like 30, 40, 50 years ago,
Yeah.
they accepted that. They said, I'm one of the luckiest women in the world. Like even, the late great Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Of course she knew. Of course she knew. But is she gonna go and say, "Oh no, I'm leaving you. I'm never gonna talk to you," to pass up the lifestyle that she could never ever have or never be on that level? And I feel that's a trade-off a woman has to accept. So if you take that, man, so be it. But if you're worried about that, then be single or date lesser men. It's an either or. You know what I mean? It's kind of, if you would say, I don't even think it's harsh, because
it's not.
You're taking care of the rest of your life, your kids, your families, your kids' kids don't have to worry about anything. Like, do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, it's that's kind of a slippery slope when it comes to, because with women nowadays they look at what you just said and they say, well, that's not true because this is why we're fighting for the wage gap or equality and all stuff. And I say to myself all the time, like, and if you're in a relationship, who's the person that has the choice not to work? And that's why it would never be a wage gap to me, because it's always going to be the woman 99% of the time has the choice not to work. The man is always going to be the one in the forefront.
Listen,
so that's how I feel.
They have the option of going to work, having, when they have a baby. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to get to too. When they have a baby, they can go home for how many months, get your normal salary, and once you have the baby, choose to leave your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have so much of a luxury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not even funny. And they don't recognize that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's another thing too. That's another thing I want to get. What I notice in today's culture is a woman will never come out and say, "Oh, show off her man," or "check man, I have a man." But once she becomes pregnant and once she starts having a baby, oh my God. The whole energy changes up. They're taking baby pics with the guy. Like, look at Cardi B and Offset. Yeah. She couldn't wait to post the baby pic. Yeah. There's another singer, Dominican singer. Her name is Naughty Natasha. Very attractive woman. Big time Dominican superstar in the reggaeton industry. She had a baby. She's having a baby. She's probably having a baby soon if she's not due. I never even knew she had a boyfriend or a man. And then all of a sudden, she started doing videos with that guy. Yeah. The baby, the maternity pics, all of that. Yeah. So only when you're going to be looked at in a light of being a mother, the man counts. Yeah. But when you're before that, oh, he don't count.
He don't count.
That's disrespectful.
That's very.
I think that's very disrespectful to men.
I think a lot of women do that. I think a lot of women, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, we have a family. Oh, we're together. It's like, oh, now you
out of nowhere.
Now you want to post, because my thing is like, it's always to benefit them. So it's like, okay, so let me post my man and my baby. So now all the bitches, oh, you got to tag me in this, because all the bitches now that like him, they can see that he has a baby with me. Or like, I just feel like
disingenuous.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the same time, man, I think a lot of us are starting to wake up, and a lot of men are starting to understand the dynamics of the games that women play. And we, outside of Kevin Samuels, outside of all these other Kwame Brown, all these other people who are calling women out on these things, we were one of the first to do it, and I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
Me and you, we it wasn't that we was hard on women. We was just hard on women in their behaviors. You know what I'm saying? In their actions. And we didn't take it. And I think we got a lot of backlash. Oh, here he go again. Or he hate
on
black
social
women.
media.
Oh,
yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we've been saying this because we wasn't afraid to stand up and say it. Now more men are starting to say it. And they're starting to see it. Women have a lot of game. They run a lot of game on men all the time. You know what I'm saying? And then when you ask them certain questions, they can't answer it. Is the whole their answer is what Eva Mendes said.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're women. You wouldn't understand.
I could tell you the amount of times I've watched a Kevin Samuels podcast or even Fresh and Fit where the woman is speechless.
Yeah.
She can't say anything. B, they get so mad they storm off the set. They literally leave. And like on Fresh and Fit podcast, like several girls wanted to fight. That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
Or the new one is on one of the Kevin Samuels podcasts, she said that, oh, my phone is breaking up or my phone is about to die. I can't like because they can't say anything, you know? And see, that's the reason why like we have our platform with Shadow Code Radio, and when Miss Taylor comes on, we have both sides of the story. Because in modern media, we always only hear about women's relationship issues. So now we're having a back and forth dynamic. When Miss Taylor comes on, we let her know, well, this is how we see it. How do you see that? Because it's an objective take on a relationship topic. That's how it should be.
I think that's women's. I think women's problem with men now is we have the same options they have or more, and there is a other side of the conversation. See, before there was never the other side of the conversation. It was just a woman is right and that's it. You know how it goes. But now it's like y'all behaviors land y'all in the position y'all in. And this is why we have these advantages to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the bottom line. So like
exactly.
I think that women, you remember how it goes back in the day when people used to say stuff like, well, just let her have it. She a woman, you know, she's going to complain. I think that some things you can't let them have. You got to stand on your word. You got to be a man. You got to say no. You got to say yes, or you got to say this. You can't just be like, oh, all right, babe, because you want to make her feel good. Like I would never understand a man who says, well, I ain't going to do that because, you know what I mean, my girl, she might complain, and be like, well, is that something you want to do? Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Be like, well, why not? Why not do it and tell her you're gonna do it? Nah, because I don't want to hear her mouth. And it's like, I'm not feeling that. If I want to do something as a man, I'm gonna do it. As long as it ain't nothing that's violating our relationship, I'm gonna do it. Period.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play this game with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But
yeah, I mean, I look at it like it kind of like what I said earlier. Like if you're with me or you're in a relationship, you know, with a man, there's a trade-off. You know, like with me, I don't have a problem paying for a woman. I don't have a problem paying for all the dinners. You know, because I've made that commitment. You know what I mean? I've made that. I'm giving myself up to you. You know, I've made that choice. So in the end of the day, like with that trade-off, I'm not going to ask for much in return. But the respect of not showing out on Instagram or showing me off, representing for me on Instagram, I don't feel as much. You know what I'm saying? When you're with a man, you know what I mean? And that's how I see about that. I think maybe, cut off your Instagram, cut off your Facebook is harsh because Instagram and Facebook are such a part of our lives. But you better represent for me because I'm not going to, take care of you the way you're supposed to, and give my all when you're not respecting me the way I should be respected. You know what I'm saying? That's really what my father has taught me. My one thing that I've learned from my mother and father is my mother has never had to ask for anything in the world. It was already taken care of. always. And that's how it should be when you commit to a woman. But it's almost like you do that today and they still want to have the luxuries of being single.
Well, see, here's the thing. Your mom, and this is no disrespect to your mom, but your mom knows her place as a woman. Your mom knows that the man is the man.
Different era.
That's it.
Different era.
Nowadays, women, the problem
Different
with
era,
women
man.
now is they believe that they're the man. In the relationship, they want to be in charge. They don't want to be the one to let the man handle the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, again, when it comes to women, it's like this. It's like this with them, because a lot of times, if there's something they don't want to do, they want the man to take care of it. If it's something that they want to do, then they'll take care of it. But if the man, they say for example, like oil changes or something like
change
that,
the tires,
change the tires,
all of that,
right?
Yep.
They don't want to be the man in that part of the relationship. They want to be the man. Oh well, why you ain't? My brakes need to be changed. Like, okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. They want you to do it then, but they don't want to be the man when it comes to that. So my thing is, like, I don't read comments, bro. Like,
yeah,
for real, like, I don't even waste my time. But the thing is, like, the problem with women is they the ones that they look at the relationship and they try to make their determination how the relationship should be. And it's like, oh, well, if this man don't meet this requirement and if he doesn't do this, then I'm gonna be in charge, or I'm gonna be the one that's gonna take.
They want to control the narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to control the story of the relationship when that's not how it's supposed to be. When the man is supposed to be the leader. Yeah, you know, they gotta understand that.
Yeah, I believe that. But we're gonna get out of here, man.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Torture Talk, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Tell people where they can find you, man, you know.
Well, Shadow Code Radio, we're on Anchor now.
Yeah.
Which I think is a much better platform. I think we may have another show later in the week. I know we have to talk about some of the new hip hop that's going on and our year in review so far. So there's that. A couple more albums dropped. And we got to get back to the relationship talk game. Yeah. There's a lot of topics we have to talk about, man. We've been going relationship talk, 2 sides to every story has been going good for a year.
Yeah.
A year, maybe a little bit more than a year. So we're gonna continue with that, and just stay tuned for us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple iTunes. I don't know if I'm leaving anything out.
It's all over, man.
Yeah.
YouTube, all that shit.